Welcome cloud gamers, and with today's Stadia news video, we're going to cover quite a few topics that I've missed the past week, but I do want to mention for everyone to be safe and know that the show will continue here on this channel as I try my best to provide some content for you guys in the coming weeks and months to hopefully help keep your mind off the craziness. With that said, today's news video is fully packed with a lot of things I've missed, like a new game announced, more release dates for games, the Stadia app passed 500,000 users, Ubisoft Senior VP confirmed some information about Uplay Plus, and an interesting piece of information on how us Stadia users are digesting games. So with all this news, let's dive into this video. If you can be so kind as to smash the like button real quick, hit the notification bell, and be sub for more Stadia news and coverage. But first, let me start talking about games, as that is usually my favorite topic, starting with the release date for a couple games that were previously announced to come to Stadia. Starting with Rock of Ages 3. This is a fun and quirky tower defense game that I've played in the past, with the iteration of Rock of Ages 2. I think a lot of people will find this one quite hilarious and a pleasant surprise, as I don't think this is on many people's radar. I am also in touch with Modus Games, so you will see coverage of this on the channel when it comes out on June 2nd this year. And the next title that got a release date is one coming out extremely soon, and that is The Crew 2. Here you take on the motorsports scene in America, featuring the ability to compete in not just races, but also a free open world that can have you going from California to Florida without a loading screen. You can even switch between vehicles seamlessly from plane to boat. There is a huge selection of vehicles to collect, little dailies you can do around the free world like a photo challenge. There is a ton of content packed here, and if you haven't gotten your fill of racing with Grid, this will be an awesome change of pace. But now to pivot to the new game announced to come to Stadia, and man, it is hype. Monopoly. Oh man. Okay, I admit that was fully manufactured. It feels like you're not a true platform yet until this game comes to you. So I essentially will crown this title the one that officially makes you part of the big boys. With that said, this is a Monopoly game. I really don't know what to say outside of that. All kidding aside, Monopoly does feature a unique 3D living board with the city evolving as you collect properties and hotels, and it does feature objective-based ways to play instead of trying to take 2 years to finish the game like it normally does. So this is a neat title coming on April 28th, and be sure to follow the channel to see me suck at this down the line. But moving on from just the games talk, I wanted to real fast touch on a few cool tidbits regarding Google and Stadia. Starting with the 500k downloads on the Stadia app on the Google Play Store. While we have never had a full confirmation whatsoever on how many people have purchased the Founders and Premier Editions, including Buddy Passes, we can at least have a small picture as to how many people have tried out the platform. Now, it isn't 500k, I'm sure, as some people downloaded the app for whatever reason we can speculate. But either way, I'd even say if this is just half the number correct, I personally am encouraged, as Google has found other ways to give codes for people to try Stadia, like marketing emails with Chromecast Ultras. So I'll continue to keep an eye on this and hope to see that the base model launch will happen within the next couple of months going forward, and to see this number really start to shoot up. And the second thing I want to touch on is pure speculation here, as this is something I'm personally guessing. But the Google for Games Developers Summit is happening on the 23rd of March, and will be live streamed. With GDC being postponed due to the virus, Google will be holding a keynote starting at 9 a.m. Pacific on that day, and they will have several presenters throughout the day talking Stadia-related things. The speculation and guessing from me is that this conference is where I think they could potentially announce something big in regards to Stadia. What that is, I don't know, but maybe it's a base model launch date or more features we have yet to still see. Either way, stay tuned for any breaking news that comes out that day, as I will be letting you guys know as soon as I can. And the last bit of news is a two-parter and has to do with Ubisoft games and the Ubisoft Senior VP talking Uplay Plus, as well as Division and some interesting things he said about us Stadia gamers. The first thing I do want to mention that I hadn't before is if you guys aren't aware, Division 2 will be releasing on March 17th with cross-play. But not just cross-play, but we'll also have cross-save with PC. Meaning if you have a save game from the PC, you can transfer your character over like you could with Destiny 2. So the reason I mention this is Chris Early, the senior VP for Ubisoft, goes on to mention the full support they have with cloud gaming, including Stadia. As you guys know, there has been no bigger supporter of Stadia and cloud gaming than Ubisoft. Even with Ghost Recon Breakpoint and now Division featuring the Stream Connect feature, this had to be coded into the game. So these guys are truly in on Stadia, and it's why they personally have my support. But one cool thing he goes on to mention in this interview, as he was asked what kind of engagement are you seeing with Ubisoft games on Stadia when it comes to its gamers. Chris goes on to say their behavior mimics what we see with other players of the same game. Their play pattern is not particularly different. They are not playing less time, they're not playing more time. If anything, they're playing slightly more sessions at slightly shorter durations. What's great about streaming is people will just start up and play. And I know that was true for me when I'd been playing in the streaming environment. If I sit down a game with an Xbox or PlayStation, I'm planning on a couple hours. But if I can just fire it up real quick, I might find more windows of time to start playing. Like if I'm wanting to go out or something. And with Stadia, you can certainly play with much shorter play sessions. Now this to me confirms something that I believed for quite some time, and I pretty much have dubbed Stadia the adult platform. That might change when the base model comes, but it was interesting to see him mention how convenient Stadia is to where you can just boot up a game quick and jump in and out like nothing. And to see the trend on this platform where people are playing more but with shorter sessions, that sounds exactly what I would predict us older gamers would be doing. Now obviously this isn't the case for everyone, but if I ventured to guess, this probably explains quite a few people. And the next thing Mr. Chris Early had to say was he has confirmed yet again that Uplay Plus will be releasing this year in 2020. This has been stated multiple times now, and while I can confirm that the beta for Uplay Plus I reported about a month ago was actually for Division 2 testing, not for Uplay Plus, it's good to hear that this has been confirmed officially yet again to be out this year. And the last thing to note that was said here that can be slightly worrisome, but maybe even hopeful, the question asked was how can you understand the leverage that can use these services in a way that makes sense for Ubisoft? Chris goes on to say, for Stadia or other platforms that are more like a console in their overall game system, it's more work for us to do. It's actual development of a different build. In cases like that, we have to evaluate what we think the potential market's going to be and what we think the financial viability going to be to make the investment and make that version of the game. So this answer to this question is obviously a no-brainer from a business standpoint. And you can take it in two ways. Ubisoft sees enough with Stadia to feel secure in its future. We can obviously see that from all the support they are giving to Stadia, or you can be in the camp worried they will drop support if they don't get the future support Stadia hopes to see with the base model launch. Either way, I'm not sure about you guys, but I fully plan on signing up for Uplay Plus and throwing some cash at Ubisoft, as they aren't just supporting Stadia, but they're supporting GeForce Now fully, as what was said in this interview. And frankly, these guys get it, and will have my cash in the future for their games and their service down the line. With all that said, let me know down in the comments on anything that I mentioned in this video, as I will be responding to those myself. Hit the notification bell, be sub to the channel for more up-to-date news, and smash the like button as a huge favor to me. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the cloud.